Hi, and welcome back to the 515 Project. Today we're going to look at the administration section of the 515 Project templated website offering. When you go out to your website, you'll have the admin page over here. Once you get over to the admin page and log in, it will remember your login while you're in that session. Once you close your browser and come back, you'll have to re-log in. I didn't have to log in today because I'd already been in the section. When you get into your administration section, this is what it begins to look like, except you won't have this yellow dialog box in yours. This is for the demo site only. You have feature management over here in your left menu area, page management, and site management. So you have a lot of different things you're going to be able to manage, but we've made it to the point to where it's very easy to manage all of these different things. This first initial landing page that you come to is your site features page. You'll notice across the top you have various sections of your site: main page, a belief page, services page, and so on. Those can be turned off and on with these check boxes right here. If for some reason or other you're not ready to put out your services page yet, or your staff page, or your ministries area, you can uncheck the checkbox, and normally there would be a button here. Just click the update button to save that information, and your site would no longer contain that particular section or sections until you're ready to go in and turn them on. So you can go out, edit them, get them ready, then come in and turn them on. You'll notice in this demonstration site, which you can come out here and go into this demonstration area anytime you want for ideas or just to see how it works. But most of the actual work buttons, like the update, have been disabled to keep people from disabling the website. And not so much the users that come out here and are like you, but we've had some hackers come out through here and find out that they can come in here and play around, and they do, and wind up leaving a huge mess. So I've had to remove most all the actual update and save and delete buttons. But I've placed a holder there so you can see that it would be there normally. So back to the site features page. That's how you can turn sections of the site off and on. You can also, in the members area, if you remember from the website features overview video, you have all those different things happening in your members area. You can turn these off and on as well over here. If you don't need a church cleaning rotation, you can turn it off. If you don't want to have mini missions, you can turn it off. Church committee, and you can update your site so that you only have available what you want. Now, you can't add additional things here. That's part of the beauty of this site, is we're very tight, we're very controlled, very contained. That way there's no worry about you adding things and having them blow up on you and leaving your site disabled or in a state you don't want it, but you don't know how to get it back out of there. So basically, you have these menu options available. You can turn them off and on, but you can't add any additional menu items. And as we also mentioned in the website feature demonstration, that it's a login to the members area, and that can be changed right here. You come in and change that, save that, and then you need to propagate that out to your church, either in your bulletin, or you make announcements in your services, or whatever, just so the membership knows what the current login is to their members area. And then we track site statistics, how many visits on each one of your main pages are you getting. And some of that gets skewed because of search engine robots and stuff like that, so you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt. Generally, these numbers are going to be more close to accurate. You'll have more main page hits, but probably not that many more. The next area is the church families. Now, if you remember back in the members area, we have this robust members directory. And in this robust members directory, you need to, as an administrator, add the basic church family unit. Not build out the entire family unit itself, but just add the core. So that's what we do back here in the church families area. You add a new church family, simply first name, last name of the family, generally the husband or whoever the leader of the family is, their address and a home phone. And then you would add that, and that puts them in here. You can update the information if it changes, but they can also update their own information if it changes once this is created. And they cannot delete the entire family unit. They can delete members out of their family unit as they grow up, move out, and start their own family units. But if the family moves on and joins another church, then you need to take them off your directory. You can delete them from in here. So that's how the church families get in the member directory. Then we have a photo galleries area where we don't have any photo directory within the site itself. But if you find that that's something that your church would like to maintain, we figured that there's a lot of places out there on the web to do a better job than we can. You got Flickr, Picasa, Peekaboo, PhotoBucket, Facebook, any number of places where you can upload photos, and they do a much better job of managing them. And to keep our costs down, we'll use their hard drive and bandwidth to move those pictures around. So you go out, create the directory on those sites, and you can come back in here and link it into here. And when you have them linked, then they will show up as more menu options over here on your menu in the members area if you have one or two church galleries listed. You can have up to two. The next is the church calendars. You remember the church calendar itself has the events on it. It's pretty easy. If you look at the event, one thing I want to show you is this event ID down here. You want to keep that in mind for a minute. That's where you find it. Go back to your members area, looking at the calendar events. You add an event like this. You have a short name, which is up to 13 characters. That's so it fits in the little day squares without wrapping and getting ugly. Then you have a longer event, which shows up when you have the details view. It's the actual full name of the event. Then you pick a date for the event that it's going to go on. And you can actually do recurrence here. Does it happen just one time? Does it happen every day? For how many days? Does it happen every week? For how many weeks? Does it happen every month? For how many months? So you can actually add several calendar items to the calendar at one time if they are recurring, like a Bible study or something along those lines. Then you put in a start date or start time of the event. And if you know the end time, you can put it in here. A contact person is good if it's something that people need to know who to contact if they're interested in more information, and give the contact information that's preferred by that individual. And then you can outline some details here of the event. And then click the Add button, and it would add that to the calendar. Now you remember I showed you where the event ID was in the event detail. If you need to delete an item off the calendar, you need to go to the calendar, click the event you want to delete, get the event ID number off of it, go back to the administration area, calendar events, put that event ID number in this field here and hit the delete button, and that will remove it off your calendar. It's a little kludgy, but we don't want to put a delete button out there on the calendar because then people could inadvertently delete things that they're not supposed to, and there'd be no way of recovering that. So we make it a little bit difficult to delete things for that reason. Next is the announcements area. That's, over here in the right pane of all the pages, notifications that you want to give people and keep people aware of. And the nice thing about our announcements is they come with a start date and an end date. So when you add a new announcement, you got to pick when does it start running and when does it stop running. This keeps your announcement running only when it's valid. It's not going to run too early. It's not going to be running after it's expired. And you don't have to worry about getting out there on the exact day to start it or on the exact day to end it. You can set the dates and it will automatically start and stop in the correct window. Then just add your announcement context here, which is short, 512 characters or less. Hit your add button, and then it adds it to here. And then you can order it, change the display order, which would be the order it shows up on the page as it comes into view. And that's how you handle the announcements area of your site. Online sermons. Once you get your sermon converted over into MP3 format, is simply an upload process. You give it a sermon title, who was the speaker, what day was the sermon, and what service was it. and that way we can put all the information in the database, and we can kind of, it shows up on your, here as it was on this date in the morning service, and it was presented by the pastor. So that's what there is involved in creating an online sermon, is you just add those fields and then go out and browse your hard drive to wherever your MP3 is, select it, and then hit the add button, and it will upload. And it will take a little while to upload because MP3s are pretty good size, and upload speed is always slower than download speed. So bear with it. It could take an hour or two to upload an MP3 for like a 30 or 40-minute sermon. So just be patient with that. And they will automatically be displayed in order, in date order, reverse on the website, and anything more than the last 3 messages will automatically just roll up into the View Online Message Archive, where it starts to add them in by month, and they'll be newest to oldest in that month. And as you click one month, if there was more than one available here, you would see that it will roll them up and only display that month's worth, so it kind of keeps it manageable in the view. Back to the admin area. Contact us link. If there is a email address in this field, then this dialog will be functional. When they click here communication, you'll see it. If there is no address in that field, which means you save it as blank, then this button in this area, this how can we help you, this won't even be displayed on the web page. So if you don't want to give this function, that's how you turn it off, is by just clearing anything out of this contact us link field and save it as a blank field. Your links of interest, easy to add things. You give it a name and put the URL in here. You don't have to include the HTTP ://. You just the www part and on. That's all you got to put in here for the link address. Give it a short name that you want it to show up with. So it looks nice on your website. Hit the add button, and then you can reorder these in any order that you want, anytime you want, by just reordering them here and hitting update display. And you can delete them as necessary. If they become old and stale, you no longer need them. We've been going for a few minutes here, so I think I'm going to stop this video at this point, and we'll go over the rest of these areas here in the part 2 of this series. So be sure to check that one out next to make sure that you get the full view, because now we're going to go into the page management, which is it's easy to do, but we want to be able to show you, the little techniques so you can master this and get the most out of it. So we appreciate your time today, and again, we want you to come back and view part 2. Thank you very much.